That is a black copper Moran with a heavy bloom. See the spots? But the lavender Americana compared to the crested cream leg bar. The Faverolles always have a bloom. That is a black copper Moran with a heavy bloom. This Olive Egger and then this male, girl, boy, makes a darker color like this. Just a lazy, easy Saturday morning here on the farm. It was in the 50s this morning. Me and Boone sat outside for 2 hours. And then we really have to get to work. So I started by collecting some eggs, and I wanted to show you their colors, what they look like, what a heavy bloom looks like, what different eggs and breeds I put together to make other egg colors, and what they're called. So I hope you stick around. I hope you love this video. If you can, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, leave a comment, share the video if you learned anything about chicken eggs or my breeds. Thank you guys so much. Here we go. Happy Saturday. It is beautiful here in Oklahoma. I woke up this morning and it was in the 50s. So yesterday was a busy day. We had all kinds of stuff going on and I did not get to collect eggs. It was great though because it was in the 60s and I was not worried at all about it. I do want to show you that I collected eggs and I want to show you what they look like. So this is 2 days worth of eggs. This is yesterday and this morning so far. I try to collect several times a day, but like I said, yesterday was insane. So I'm gonna go through the eggs and I'm gonna show you what I have and we could discuss them just a little bit. This right here is a black copper Moran from my OG pen. These are my 4-year-olds. And as you could tell, they've been laying since December and they haven't skipped a beat. They have not molted yet. So this is what color they are now. Now we are in the sun. The sun does wash it out on video to show you the depth and the tone, but it's okay. I'm just going to show you, these are my black copper Moran OG eggs. This is a BC1 egg, and I do want to show you that this is a F1 Olive Egger that I crossed back to a male that's from a dark black copper Moran egg, and it makes this tone or darker. So if you receive these eggs as your back cross ones or as your Olive Egger in your Olive Egger carton that you receive from us, the offspring will lay this color. Or kalamata. Kalamata is kind of like a dark brown, minus the red tones of the Morans. So Olive Eggers. And this one is so pretty, you guys. This one's even prettier. Let me show you this Olive Egger. See the spots? So this Olive Egger and this Olive Egger. This Olive Egger and then this male, girl, boy, makes, I'll just grab a new one out of here, makes a darker color like this. Just to kind of educate you on it. So more of the dark greens, kalamatas, beautiful speckled green, that's from my F1 pen. Always back cross the black copper Morans. Some more dark Olive Eggers. Again, you can see the color difference in the mamas and then the offspring. So this inside, if you put this in the incubator and this baby grows out and it's a female, will lay a color similar to this. So this will be your back cross 1 eggs. Your babies that you hatch and have should lay that color. So these are all from our F1 Olive Egger pen. This is our first Olive Egger pen. All of these will make the dark green or kalamata. So these are all, you'll see them marked with an O. Beautiful, beautiful eggs. All different tones and colors. You can see here. Some of them are more like a pastel or an Easter green. Here are my lavender Americanas. And I do want to show you the lavender Americana compared to the crested cream leg bar. So I'm not quite sure if this does any justice, but this is a crested cream leg bar. I always say it's more like a white powdery with a blue tint on top. And then this is the lavender Americana, which I always say is more of a teal or Caribbean color. I don't know if you could tell the difference in the colors. I don't know if I'm being helpful in this bright sunlight. The sunlight really washes everything out, but I hope that you could tell the difference in the colors here. Put the lavender there. A lot more Olive Eggers, you guys. This Olive Egger here is back crossed to a dominant white. So this baby, the offspring will be a white ermine. Here is some ermine eggs. So my ermine Americana eggs are not as blue as my lavender Americana eggs. This is ermine. This is a darker blue than a crested cream leg bar, but not as Caribbean or deep as my lavenders. Can you see the difference in those blues? Okay. Put my ermines over here because I have a special client coming all the way in from Kansas today to pick up some ermine eggs and some babies. Again, a crested cream leg bar, blue, crested cream leg bar, ermine, lavender. See the difference in them? That's the difference. Now, yes, I can look at them and know the difference by the shape and the color, but that comes from years of knowing all your girls when they lay, what their shapes are that they lay, what, you know, all that good stuff. This is a coronation egg. So these are always large or extra large, and they're a creamy pink. I would say that the Faverolles and the coronation eggs are always like a pink color. Let me show you a Faverol. Where is a Faverol egg? Well, still looking. There's one. One laid today. Here it is. It's very light and little. So here's a Faverol egg, and here's a coronation egg, just to see the difference. Now I need some water. I don't have any water, so I'll use the best next thing. I know this is gross, but I'm going to wet my finger, and I'm going to show you that the Faverolles always have a bloom. They just seem to always have a bloom, so that's why we can call them a pink, because they have a heavy bloom. The coronations sometimes have a bloom. You can see a little bit of a bloom on there. Speaking of bloom, out of my black copper Moran pen, so black copper Morans, out of this pen today, I got this really heavy blue. It was very cold, so I think when it's cold, you could see the color underneath. I think when it's very cold, we get more blooms. So let me show you this one. That is a black copper Moran with a heavy bloom, and it dries up very quick. So this is what you would call a purple copper. This is what everyone calls a purple copper, and as you can see, it's drying up, and there it goes. So it generally looks this much brown, and now it's almost gone. So that's a purple copper. They're both pure black copper Morans. This one right here is another black copper Moran. Let me show it to you. That is a black copper Moran with a heavy bloom. Both of them out of this pen that I collected this morning, both had very heavy blooms. See them? Isn't that awesome? I love it. So when you see people talk about blooms, this is what they're talking about. So here we've got some, these are just girls in my Olive Egger pen with the dominant white boy to try to make some seafoam greens, some sea glass greens. So we'll see how these end up. We actually put everything in those onion bags. If you haven't seen the onion bags, I'll post them later on our page. Look at this. This is a Bantam Bielefelder egg. Heavy bloom this morning. Ready for it? So because it was colder this morning, everything seems to have a better chance of having heavy blooms. Is it genetic? I don't know. Do people take all their heavy blooms and breed them brother and sister just to create more heavy blooms? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Is the science behind it understandable by me? No, because the bloom is clear. So I really think it has to do personally with the temperature when laying the egg and how fast it dries. But this is a Bantam Bielefelder. As you see, it's a tan, but right now it looks like a light pink, white. Isn't that crazy? This one's taking a lot longer to dry than this black copper Moran. Let's try this again. Two heavy blooms. Put those up here. Got some more greens, some beautiful greens. And I've got some more cream leg bars. So cream leg bar and then a light green. So the offspring in here will be that dark green that we discussed earlier. Olive or kalamata. Cream leg bar. F1 olives. The shell color and the parent. Goodness, I've got more lavender Americanas. What is this? Oh, here's an Olive Egger this morning that's in with the dominant whites. Again, because I believe the temperature, look. Heavy bloom. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Still have some more eggs in here. Nothing special. Bantam Bielefelders, Bantam Bielefelders. Those ones did not have a heavy bloom on them. We've got a new layer in our Olive Egger pen. New little layer there. And then we've got cream leg bars and more F1. The parent here is F1. Again, the dad will be this color. And the baby should lay this color. Or kalamata. That's the way it works. That's the way it works right there. I hope that explains it without getting into all the genetics, but if you take crayons and you do a blue and you do a brown and you mix them together on your piece of paper, it creates green, right? Same thing. This is the most simple way I could do it. Here's barred rock. My barred rocks lately have had heavy blooms. Let's see if this one did. This one just has a little bit of a bloom. The one last week was very pink. This is very tan with a white overlay. So the girls are picking up, what is this here? Bantam Bielefelder. So the girls are picking up the last couple days. This beautiful fall-like weather is really helping them. So all my girls molted, I'm not gonna say all of them, all my older girls, 1 year or more, all molted over there in the ultimate coop. So when they molt, they get rid of their old feathers and they start growing their new feathers just to keep them warm during the fall and the winter. Generally, it happens later for me in the fall, closer to winter. It also happens whenever the sunlight is decreased because the sun's going down a little bit earlier every single night. It also is where their body's preparing for the spring. So they're getting rid of some excess fat, any kind of extra toxins or things that they have in their body. When they molt, they kind of don't act right sometimes. They act like they're a little lethargic. So during that time, you give them tons of nutrients, you give them vitamins. I give them Supercharger. I give them black oil sunflower seeds. They get their kelp, they get their fish meal, and then they get their brewer's yeast like they would normally always get. So they're trying to like build their body up to make really great hatching eggs for the spring or when they're done with their molt. So it's just part of God's process in their bodies to make them healthier, leaner, their muscles more activated by their calcium, because calcium helps muscle activation, and the bang to get the egg out. But yeah, molting is a lot more than you think. It's not just getting rid of feathers, but when they molt, it takes sometimes, I would say 3 weeks to 4 months to get them over a molt, and then they start laying again. So my 1-year-olds, well, they're probably 1.5-year-olds now. Yeah. So they're just gotten over their molt and now they're starting to lay again. We all have our own little ways of telling. So Lavender Americana, another Coronation, another Bantam Bielefelder, again with a very heavy bloom. What's this? Olive Egger. So you can see all the different colors that we get here at Paragon, and I'll show you my egg tray here real quick. I hope you could see that. All the different colors there. So beautiful. Heavy blooms. Heavy blooms. Love it. Well, I didn't expect this video to be 12 minutes long, but I love showing you our eggs. I love talking about our eggs. I hope you love our eggs and our farm as well. If you can, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, happy face, sad face, whatever you want. Leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite color egg on here is. If you'd like, check out our website. It is paragonhatchery.com. You can check out all our breeds, information about our breeds, pictures of our breeds, and also prices, and you can order there. We are open with fall pre-sales right now, which means you can put in your order, and as soon as your order is ready, because we'll take them in the order that they come, then we'll fulfill your order. But if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below so everyone else can learn from your questions, and then I hopefully can learn from you and you can learn from me, and I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Saturday. Bye-bye.